Hey everybody, this review is on the movie Sinners. So the plot of this movie is these twin brothers named Smoke and Stack, played by Michael B. Jordan, work for the Chicago outfit, and after their time using the money they got from the mobs, they go back to their home in Mississippi and they purchase a sawmill to turn it into a juke joint because they're aspiring musicians. And when their cousin Sammy plays the blues music, they a whole bunch of chaos ensues because the blues is forbidden because it's deemed superstitious. And wouldn't you know it, it attracts vampires. So a whole bunch of vampires lurk out in the night very, very quietly. And Smoke and Stack notice the disappearance of a whole bunch of people in their community, and they try to find out this, find out what's causing all the vampires to come out, and they do know, but they try to figure out a way to stop it, and they run to Stack's ex-girlfriend Mary, played by Haley Steinfeld, who resents her because he left her when he left for when he went to Chicago. So they kind of have a little bit of a conflict here and there, but Smoke and Stack mostly just try to stick together, work with their family, and try to stop all the vampires. This was a really good movie. Like, I definitely think it deserved the praise. This movie is rightfully insanely good as people say it is. Is it one of the best horror movies of all time? No. I wouldn't go that far. But it's a really good movie. And I think a big chunk of why this movie works is that it's slow paced in a way. But I think it's slow paced. I think the slow pace actually is beneficial towards the kind of movie this is trying to be. I think a good chunk of what makes this movie work is that the scary stuff and the stuff that leaves you makes you uncomfortable and the stuff that leaves you, kind of just feeling like really bad for the characters is not really so much all the scary vampire supernatural stuff. It's more so the time period and the environment they're in, because obviously this movie is set a very long time ago, and as you know, black people were, let's just say, it's really unfortunate how the world treated them. So, but they don't dwell on that too much. A lot of the racial themes aren't really exposed in a lot of this movie. It's in a only like in a certain amount of scenes you can see some elements here and there, but don't worry, if discriminatory stuff in movies bothers you, which is understandable, it's only in a few parts. Like, it's not a major theme throughout the whole movie. Most of it is just about survival and trusting. In fact, I think the whole racial thing kind of adds to a lot of the characters in in a way that works throughout, cuz the whole theme of the movie is about trusting each other. Like, everybody who lots of people get affected and bitten by the vampires and turn into vampires, and lots of the other folks try to think, can we trust these people? They might be our only hope. So, and that's what thought really worked about the whole racial thing. Like, yeah, like at one point, like it does leave you kind of feeling. It leaves you really feeling bad for the main characters, but it makes you really uplifted. Like, oh, it's great. All the other characters are really working together and actually getting along and having chemistry with each other by working out their differences, trying to stop all the vampires. And yeah, that's really what makes it good, because it makes it all the worth of it makes it even sadder when some of the characters have to unfortunately have their fate, because they're like, oh, just when they were getting good with each other. So I think that's really what makes it scary and really work, is when it you think it starts to get uplifting, lots of the characters go through a lot of tragedies, and that's really that I think that's a really effective way of horror, where it takes it in a turn you don't want it to go in and it leaves you frightened. And that's adds to a lot of the tension, because this movie's more about tension. It's kind of like Get Out, where it's more about the thrills than the actual deaths. Like, there is deaths on screen. I'm not gonna pretend like there isn't. Like, you do see the traditional vampires biting, blood sucking. Like, you do see some of that, but it's not really so much focused on the kill count and a lot of the deaths. It's more so about tension. Like, there's a lot of really thrilling moments in this movie. Ones where you're like, "Ooh, I really don't want to. I really hope the vampires don't come. So I like that. I like that the movie just wasn't overboard on the gore and shock value. It was more about the tensity. And I think it really works. And Michael B. Jordan's performance as the two brothers really sells it. I think that he did great as both of them. I think they have really great chemistry with each other. And even though it doesn't seem like Michael B. Jordan just talking to himself, they actually seemed like actual two brothers. They really have that bond together. Like, yeah, they kind of tease each other a little bit, and sometimes they not everything works out, but they love each other and try to work together and protect each other. And it's not always easy to act among yourself. So Michael B. Jordan did a fantastic job as a dual role, and I think this was a neat addition for him for his acting career. Kind of like Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17, although it's not quite like Mickey 17 where the characters are drastically different. This was more so in a way where they're brothers, and yeah, they don't feel like the same character, but you know that their love for each other is equally as strong, and he did very well in both roles. I think it's not always easy to act amongst yourself. So I think for a dual roles it just goes to prove how great of an actor Michael B. Jordan is. And Haley Steinfeld, who, as you know, I always love to see in stuff, she was great. She was great as always. She did have a lot to do in this movie. She kind of felt like the other main character besides Smoke and Stack, although most of the family kind of has a big role altogether. And she was great. Even the whole when she becomes a vampire, as you see in the trailer, she managed to be really creepy. Like, who knew Haley Steinfeld could be creepy? I mean, she's really talented, so it was really interesting seeing her do a different type of movie, that one that was actually quite dark, because this is a totally different film for her, and I like that she's exploring new genres. And the makeup on the vampires, I think it was makeup. I don't think this was really CGI, but like they look real good. And all the vampires have these kind of glowing faded milky white eyes, and it looks really creepy. And like the visuals were just so good, and it really captures that kind of B movie, low budget horror feel, but with a modern day action setting. But it's a really good movie. I mean, if you don't like slow burn horror movies, you may or may not like it because there's not a lot of constant, kills, and the scary moments aren't like in your face every second. But if you like me and you like tension and you like, being surprised, then this is a really good one to check out, and I can't recommend it enough. And it was great seeing the vampire genre come back to the big screen, because Twilight pretty much butchered the whole image of vampires, but thankfully we got stuff like this to prove that vampires are still cool. So Sinners is a really good horror film, definitely one of the best horror films I've seen in the past few years, and I can't recommend it enough. Okay, the trailers I got before the movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I don't really know what it's about. I mean, the trailer was pretty vague. Like, there wasn't much dialogue. All I saw was like there was a musician at a concert or something, and then he gets terrorized by Jenna Ortega, and that's it. I mean, I like Jenna Ortega. I think she is very talented, and I do think these kind of films of like her being like supernaturally creepy or whatever are up her alley. But they didn't reveal much. Maybe I'll wait for a second trailer to see what I think of this. So I don't know. Him, which is a new horror film. Did Jordan Peele direct it, or did he just produce? I think he only produced it. This one might be good. I don't know how it'll be, but it seems interesting. A football player noticing uh, a bunch of really bad events and even deaths of missing people happening, and it's weird to see Marlon Wayans in a serious role. I mean, I guess GI Joe Rise of Cobra wasn't a comedy, but just Marlon Wayans in like a serious horror film after Scary Movie doesn't seem right. But who knows? Maybe he's an okay dramatic actor. I don't know, but this might be okay. I guess we'll see. F1, I don't know if I'll see it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I mean, I like Brad Pitt, but I'm not really a racing person. I'm not even really a car person in general, but then again, I do like sports movies, so maybe this might be good. So, yeah, F1 I'll probably think about it. Maybe it'll be okay. We'll see. And I got One Battle After Another, which is some movie where with Leonardo DiCaprio where he's a soldier trying to find his missing daughter. And it looks pretty good. I think it looks quick. It looks very artsy, but I think it seems interesting. It might be pretty heartwarming and dramatic, so I might see this one. I don't know if I'll see it like in theaters, but maybe for a rental it could be decent. So yeah, if you're a horror fan, definitely check out Sinners. Or even if you're not, I'd say go check it out. Honestly, it's not super bloody and intense. It's not drastically scary. It's more thrilling and chilling than flat out terrifying. So even if you're a newcomer to horror films, I think this is an okay one to check out. I think you can handle it. So I guess in that regard, I guess Sinners definitely is a must watch because I think it could appeal to a bunch of people. And even if you don't really have much experience with vampire media, I think this is a decent one to get you into them. So yeah, I definitely recommend Sinners. It's great and it's definitely one of my favorite films of the year so far. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you later.